Ken here at Waters Garden Center, and it's summer. How do you plant a tree or a shrub? You need to be more careful at this time of the year. The biggest mistake I find people make, they put their tree or their shrub into a dry hole. The secret is, make sure you hydrate this hole first, get it nice and wet, because if you put this plant, even though you watered this tree or this root ball, you put it into a dry hole, the soil will actually suck the water out of your plant, and it stresses the plant out. So I simply fill up halfway. I'm only going to go up to about halfway through the hole, then I'm going to plant it, backfill it, and then hydrate it from the top at that point. Really makes a difference, especially in a dry or arid climate, or the temperatures are just up above 80, 90 degrees. It's hot. The soil will actually take that moisture away from your plant. That looks about right. We got maybe, how far is that? 7, 8 inches of water in the bottom of that hole. Now, I'll go ahead and plant this actual birch tree. I'm going to use this to shade. Get it positioned just right. I'm going to backfill with I've already pre-mixed some mulch into my soil, so I'm pre-done. Backfill around that. You don't want any root balls around this, any air showing up around this root ball. So we really want to pack it in. So this is where you big guys, you have an advantage because you can really stomp down on this thing. I'll get the details. Really want to pack this down so there's no air around that root. Okay, and then I'll leave a slight water basin around this so I can retain some moisture afterwards, and then I'll come back at it and water it again from the top. This is critical in the summer. It's much more forgiving in the spring and the fall, winter seasons, but in the summer this is really critical to making sure your plant doesn't stress out on you when you plant it. Hydrate the plant before you actually put it in that hole, and then rehydrate it again at the very top. And then your last secret, when I'm all done, I think I've got it really wet. I'll put my irrigation in, and I've mixed up some root and grow. Let me show you what this stuff is. This is for transplant shock, so I pre-mix some of this stuff. You'll notice that the water here is just slightly colored. It's got a slight green look to it. It's got a rooting hormone, a mild fertilizer. I make sure at the very, very end I give it some root and grow. And it should be real happy. It should take off with new growth. I simply hydrate it ahead of time, plant it with some mulch, add it to my soil. I've sprinkled a little bit of fertilizer on top, then I watered it in with this root and grow, and that's how you're going to get success for your summer plantings. That's Ken here at Waters Garden Center, and how to summer plant your tree, shrubs, vines, and grasses.